All right, gentlemen, today we're talking about the style of James Bond and particular items that you can steal from his wardrobe to add to yours. You ready, guys? Let's get into it. First up, let's talk watches. The iconic watch associated with James Bond is the Rolex Submariner, first making its appearance in 1962's Dr. No on the wrist of Sean Connery. Next up, we've got the Breitling Top Time. This one appeared in the movie Thunderball. It was a modified version of the Breitling Top Time as it had a Geiger counter so James Bond could use it to detect radiation. Next up, we've got the Omega Seamaster Professional 300M. This watch has been in the most number of movies at 5. Now, in the second part of Casino Royale, we see James Bond, played by actor Daniel Craig, change up the watch. He sticks with Omega, but he goes with a Seamaster Planet Ocean instead. Now, this watch makes another appearance in Quantum of Solace and Skyfall. Now, James Bond has worn a lot of watches in the movie, and I could have gone on and on with this list, but I want to end it with the original James Bond watch, and that's the Rolex Explorer. This was owned by Ian Fleming, and he talked about it in his initial novels, and many people perceive this is actually the original James Bond watch. All right, so I know a lot of you guys are thinking, Antonio, those watches you just talked about, incredibly expensive. And to be honest, in a modern James Bond movie, all the product placement, these are by designer brands. They're going to be very expensive, but use it for inspiration. You don't have to buy that exact brand. Instead, look at, okay, I like the fit, I like the look, I like the color. I'm going to find something similar. Example, the movie Spectre. James Bond arrives in Austria. He's walking up the mountain. He's carrying this beautiful leather Weekender duffel bag. Now, that one was made by a high-end company out of Italy, and that bag retails for almost $3,500. That's a lot of money for a bag. But guys, you can find bags for less than 1/10 the cost, which are very well made, look great. This one right here by Beckett Simonon. They're the paid sponsor of today's video. And guys, they've got an amazing deal for you. This bag right here, the Domingo, for less than $300 using the discount code I've got in the description. It's a limited time. Guys, you got to use this code. This is a great looking bag. Looking at the stitching is solid. Looking at the zipper, this is YKK. This is their Everbright zipper. It's out of Japan. A good zipper, good hardware, good use of rivets. Look at the bottom. They've actually got the little legs right here to protect the bottom of the bag. Not everyone pays attention to things like this. The inner lining is actually made from a cotton twill. It's got a very wide mouth. If you want to be able to put a lot of clothing in it, take it out easily. In addition, this is a full grain leather. That's the outer part of the hide. It's going to be the most durable, the most water resistant, basically the best that you can get. Guys, this is an amazing deal. Now, you may be wondering, why is this bag so cheap? What's the catch? There actually is one, and you're going to have to wait 8 to 12 weeks after you order the bag. They only manufacture the bags when people have purchased, and they make them in small batches. They do this because they can save an incredible amount of money because they don't have to take any risk. They don't have to hold inventory. That right there enables them to cut out a huge amount of the cost, and all of a sudden they can pass the savings right on to you. All right, guys, so if you've been waiting for a great deal on an amazing leather bag, go check out Beckett Simonon right now. I'm linking to him down in the description. Oh, and they've got a lot more than just duffel bags, so go check out the discount code. It's going to work throughout the website, so anything you want to grab, you're going to get an awesome deal against the best discount code you're going to find. I'm putting it down in the description. Use it or lose it, guys. Great company. Go check them out. Next up, let's talk cufflinks, and James Bond absolutely loves cufflinks. One thing you're going to notice, most of them are in silver, and they are oftentimes very simple. I'm not saying you need to stick with silver, but simplicity, that's key with James Bond and his choice of cufflinks. It's always about simple elegance. You don't need to have something really loud, something outlandish. Now let's talk about James Bond and sunglasses. I've got bad news and good news. The bad news is, in most of the modern movies, we're seeing them made by Tom Ford. They got very particular names, and they are expensive. The good news is he really sticks with just 3 styles, and you can buy them from a wide range of manufacturers if you understand the styles. First up, let's talk about the sunglasses we see in the movie Spectre at the Rome funeral scene, and those are made by Tom Ford. They're known as the Snowden. Now, that design right there, it's actually based off a Wayfarer. It's a little bit unique, a little bit modified, but if you want to get something close, look for Wayfarers. Now, this next style, again, I'm pulling from the movie Spectre. 007, he's in Morocco. He's wearing Tom Ford's Henrys, which are a Clubmaster style. Now, this is a great style for any face shape, and I think it really is nice because it's got the strong frame up at the top, then it has no frame in the bottom, and this is a style, for some reason, a lot of men don't own. Now, this next style, which popped up in the movie Skyfall and a few other James Bond movies, that makes sense. It's got a military heritage, and that's Aviators. Now, if you're going to go for a James Bond look, go for a muted pair of frames. You don't want anything that's going to draw attention, and the lenses themselves, maybe non-reflective, nothing too bright. Now let's talk about the shoes that James Bond has in his wardrobe. The vast majority are going to be black. That makes sense. He's British, he's conservative, he's a spy. He doesn't want to draw attention to himself, so he's going to wear shoes that are simply workhorses. But let's look at the sole. He's going to go with a rubber sole. You've got a lot more traction. It's going to make sense when you're chasing down bad guys. Now in the movies Goldfinger and Thunderball, we also see that James Bond likes himself a brown derby, and this is a great casual dress shoe. He actually wears it with a suede. So this one right here actually is a non-suede finish. This is actually a top grain leather. So this leather right here is going to be more resistant to water, but suede is going to be a little bit more delicate, but it definitely brings in texture, brings in a bit more style. This one right here, it's a pair of chukka boots, comes out of the World War II British desert boot. But the suede right here is what I want you to take note of. Provides a little bit of texture, a little bit of style, something definitely James Bond could bring into his wardrobe. Now let's talk about the casual shoes of James Bond. And yes, he has worn them. Let's go to Casino Royale and the Madagascar chase scene. So what do we see him pulling off there? These are a pair of Jack Purcell made by Converse, the OTR. Just overall a great looking shoe. Next up, let's talk about the trainers that he's wearing in the movie Skyfall. These are the Adidas Gazelle 2. They're an iconic trainer that have been around for decades. But guys, it's a great look and definitely can add it to your casual wardrobe. Now let's talk about the shirts of James Bond. So if you go back and watch Quantum of Solace, if you watch Casino Royale, you're going to see that James Bond loves navy polos. And I love this because it's one of my favorite shirts in my wardrobe. I love they can be dressed up, they can be dressed down. Now let's talk about the Enjoying Death shirt, as it's known from the movie Skyfall. So this one was made by Zara, very difficult to find. And I'm not going to say that you need to go grab that shirt, but I am saying take 3 points from that shirt. Number one, it's cool to wear florals. So if you go look at the pattern, those were small flowers. The other one is small repeating patterns are cool as well. So it doesn't have to be flowers. You could bring in a small dot pattern, whatever you want to do, but understand a small pattern is perfectly fine. The other one is stick with whites and stick with blues. So whites and blues, that should be the majority of shirts in a man's wardrobe. First, have your base shirts made with white and with blue. Next up, we've got the Safari Camp shirt. And what do we notice about this shirt? It's worn untucked and it's actually got a lot of detail on it. So we're going to see shoulder epaulets. Occasionally, you don't have to have them. We're going to see double-breasted pockets. Occasionally, we're going to see 4 pockets on this shirt. And again, this is a casual shirt, oftentimes made from linen or a material that's made to basically wick away moisture. But this is for hot weather, a great casual shirt to add to your wardrobe. Now let's talk about trousers. But before that, let me ask you a question. If you were to meet James Bond, I know he's not real, but if you were to meet him in person, would you expect him to be wearing shorts or jeans? The answer is probably no. Yes, he has worn shorts in the movies when he's jumping into the water, going swimming, but for the vast majority of the time, we see this guy covering his legs and wearing proper trousers. So chinos, oftentimes we're going to see them in this color, a khaki, but they come in a wide range of other colors. Right here, these slacks right here, they're going to be made from a gray. Gray non-color will match almost anything in your wardrobe. Right here, tropical weight trousers. So these are going to be cooler than shorts in most instances because they're going to protect your legs from the sun. They're going to look much more elegant. And again, you can wear them with a number of the shirts I just talked about. Now let's talk about jackets, and I want to drive this point home. Imagine James Bond in your mind. Most likely, he's wearing a suit. He's wearing a tuxedo. He is wearing some type of a jacket. Guys, it is his suit of armor. The guy's in Morocco. In the movie Spectre, what is he wearing? A leather suede jacket. Now it's pretty warm there, but he understands that it makes him look great. It allows him to probably conceal carry. It allows him to carry a few more things. Now, a great suede jacket like this, lightweight, this is actually great during the summer when it cools off perhaps at night. Now, for most situations though, we see that James Bond is going to pull off sports jackets and suits. And the guy looks great every time he wears it because it fits him. It's going to build up the shoulders. It's going to trim up your waistline. It's going to help you look great. Now, one thing I want to point out, this puff pocket square right here with all the color, James Bond probably wouldn't wear anything like this. I get it. But guys, don't think that you can't pull off a pocket square. The white linen presidential fold that you see right here, this would look great in any situation, and I can see James Bond pulling this off. All right, gentlemen, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. What's your favorite James Bond accessory, piece of clothing, something that you would love to incorporate in your wardrobe? I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. And don't forget, go check out Beckett Simonon. Guys, I'm linking to him down in the description. This bag, an awesome deal. I mean, just a great looking bag at a fair price. And again, remember their business model. You're going to have to wait 8 to 12 weeks, but what you're going to do is you're going to save an incredible amount of money because they sell directly to the consumer. It's just a really nice bag. I'm actually going to take this with me on my latest trip to Ukraine. So guys, go check them out. Great company. Take care. I will see you in the next video.